Yo, welcome to the channel if you're new here, and welcome back if you're not. It is shot by Curt. So today I want to talk about one of my favorite lenses, if not my favorite lens, the Canon RF 24-70. So let's start with the versatility and convenience. Now essentially you get 4 focal lengths in this lens. I could have said 5, but since it falls short of the 85, we're not even going to mention it. So you get 24, 28, 35, and 50. Now I was a big fan, and still am, but you know, for the sake of convenience, I like having all of these focal lengths in one. But I was a big fan of primes, and I noticed that sometimes if I'm out shooting things for myself, or if I'm on a project and I need to, you know, get a shot. Granted, the projects I can kind of control pace and switch lenses and stuff when I need to, but if I was in an environment where maybe I'm following somebody around and, you know, trying to capture a certain thing, and maybe I got on a 24 but I need to get a little bit closer and can't physically move, then I need to switch to the 50, and by that time I probably already missed the shot. And it's little things like that that kind of made me reconsider having a 24-70 in my bag, because once upon a time I literally shot only with primes. One, because they were cheap to afford, at least for the ones that I was going for, because I wasn't doing L glass. And then 2, even when I was able to get like better glass, I would go for the prime and then realize that, oh, I'm missing shots, having to physically go and change the lens. So then when I got my first 24-70, which was the EF first gen, the versatility that I was able to move with that lens, being able to, I can need a wide, I can get the wide. If I need something, you know, semi-telephoto, or if I just need to punch into something that I can't physically get closer to, that kind of changed my whole perspective on having a zoom lens of this caliber. So I saved up the money and got it. But versatility and convenience is definitely one of the main things that I like about owning this lens. Next is image quality. Now, we ain't got to harp on this. These days, the cameras produce great image quality, but it's not solely about the camera. It's really about the glass, and this is amazing glass. It is a L series lens, so I mean, I guess that's to be expected. And on the con side, we'll talk about, you know, the price and all of that, but image quality, I mean, you see it for yourself. It's great. Now, another thing that I like about this lens is that it's image stabilized. So even if I was dealing with a camera that didn't have in-body image stabilization in it, the lens still gives me some sort of stabilization, so then I can do the handheld shots that I like to do. But in this case, the Canon R5 has in-body, has IBIS pretty much, both in the body, and then I have, you know, the lens, so then I get super stable handheld shots, and that's kind of why I don't really like using the gimbal no more. That, and I just don't like the setup time. But the C70 does not have image stabilization, but when I pair it with this lens, then it gives me some sort of stabilization. So then when I want to do my handheld shots, which that's mainly what I do, that, or I just put it on sticks. But I like to do a lot of handheld shots, so since the C70 doesn't have image stabilization, it pairs perfect with this lens because it does. Now, I'm not going to say that this is one of my favorite features, but it's nice to have weather shielding, so if ever I need to shoot out in the rain or something like that, like, it's nice to know that I can, but that's not really a situation that I choose to put myself in. But I just thought I'd mention it just in case you were considering buying the lens. Now, speaking of buying the lens, here goes one of the cons. This lens is $2,400. It is an L series lens. All of the L glass is expensive, but it costs more than camera bodies. Like, the Canon R8 is an amazing camera. I haven't used it, but I can't wait to get my hands on one to, you know, so I can talk about it. But that's an amazing camera. But that camera right now, body only, costs $1,300. So if you buy an R8 and then you buy this costs more than your camera. If you're just starting out, that's not a wise investment to make, especially if you're trying to get the camera to make money. That just doesn't, yeah, no, it's really expensive. But I felt that it was worth it to make sure that I continue to provide high quality visuals for my clients and whoever I work with, myself even for that matter, because, you know, doing stuff like this. But yeah, it's pretty expensive. And then let's talk about the size and the weight. Now you get what you pay for. You pay $2,300-$2,400 for a lens. You would expect it to feel like it's of quality, which it actually does, but it's a little heavy. It's definitely a tank. It's a nitpick con, to be honest, because I like that I had, you know, the 35, the 16, and they're all light, fairly pancake lenses in comparison to this one. But I do kind of appreciate the fact that, you know, you have that weight to that, you know, it feels like quality. It doesn't feel like if you drop it or something, it's gonna break. And granted, I don't think you wouldn't want to drop a $2,300 lens, but it just feels like it would be able to withstand some dings and nicks and whatnot. So that's a nitpick con, to be honest. But when it comes to, you know, balancing on a gimbal and things like that, then you got to consider it being super front heavy, and you got to compensate for that. I don't really use zoom lens ever on a gimbal just because I don't know how to balance it. That's something to take into consideration with any front heavy lens, because these L series, even the primes, the L series are like heavy. I think the 85 and the 50 might even be heavier than this 24-70, so that's something to take into consideration. But with all that being said, this is my first video of 2024. Looking forward to making more videos. I just wanted to make this one. It was on the list a long time ago and I just never got around to making it. Big shout out to all the people that have just subscribed to the channel. As of recent time, the subscribers, even though I haven't been present on the channel, the subscribers still been going up, so I greatly appreciate y'all, and I look forward to rocking with y'all throughout the year and continuing to grow the channel to wherever we grow it to. I just more so want to grow a community of, you know, like-minded people, whether you just starting out, you seasoned. I'm looking to learn from y'all, just as I hope that y'all learning something from me. But I'm rambling at this point. With all that being said, like and subscribe for the good vibes.